What's up, everybody? So happy to be back. It is a gorgeous day out over here in Brooklyn, and I'm taking a nice long walk over to see my friend, to drop some stuff off. So I figured this was the perfect time to make a video for you guys. So I wanted to talk about something that I've been asked about very much over the last, since the beginning of the channel. I've told you guys that I'm vegan, okay? I'll start off telling you right now, this video is gonna have to do with veganism. So if you don't wanna watch that, it's understandable, no worries. You might as well tune out right now. But for some reason, as of late, like over the last, week or so, people have been hitting me up. Joe, you're vegan? And yeah, I've been vegan for a minute, guys. I've been mentioning it on the channel for a long time. Veganism has changed my life. So anyway, I thought now was the time to do a dedicated video about veganism and talk to you guys why I'm vegan, talk to you guys about how it's affected my life, good and bad, and give you guys some insight. Just wanted to mention before we get into it, guys, it's a gorgeous day out. I wore my tonal vest that you guys so generously were able to provide for me by using my code. As you guys know, my referral code is no longer valid. You might be able to use it to get money off, but I won't receive anything from it, but that's fine. Use it anyway, guys. But I wanted to show you how cool this vest is. Wraps up into a nice, neat little ball. I took it off because it's so beautiful out. I don't need it. So I can save it, and this little ball wraps into itself for a time when I need it. So anyway, let's get into veganism. Okay. So guys, I want to say between 10 and 13 years ago, I was almost 300 pounds, okay? 300 pounds. I used to bodybuild. A lot of that was muscle, okay? A lot of it was muscle. In fact, nobody ever thought that I was 300 pounds of fat. Nobody ever thought. I wasn't full fat. I had a lot of muscle packed onto my body, a lot of very solid, decent muscle. But there was also a ton of fat on there, let me tell you. Because a lot of the time, people think they're a lot less fat than what they truly are. I'll tell you right now, I was heavy, okay? But so what ended up happening was, I started noticing over time, I had a lot of joint pain, I had a lot of arthritis, I had a lot of inflammation in my feet, in my legs, in my arms, in my tendons. I had bone pain. I had a whole bunch of problems, guys. And so what ended up happening was I started to look at my diet, and I said, something's going on, because I think I'm living this healthy life. I'm exercising, I'm bodybuilding, I'm doing all the things that the Muscle Magazine tells you have to do, and I should be in a lot better shape than what I'm in right now. So what's wrong? What's going on? I looked closely at my diet, and as I've mentioned in a couple of videos, I actually read a book called Eat to Live instead of Live to Eat. The book is entitled Eat to Live. So in that book, I learned a lot about nutrition. I learned a lot about plant-based lifestyle. Now, that book was not recommending a plant-based lifestyle. It was not. But it did speak very highly about what a plant-based lifestyle can do for someone. Okay? Now, I was nowhere near plant-based at that time. I was burgers, chicken, pizza, everything Muscle Magazine told you to do when it came to bulking up, building muscle. And I was a pig. I used to drink a lot. I gotta be honest with you guys, I was the average American, I think. I was pretty much the average American. I was doing what I wanted when I wanted. I thought I was healthier than I was, but I had all these problems, okay? So, almost 300 pounds. And so I read this book, and this book, it transformed my mindset. And I said, you know what? I want to be healthy. I don't want to just be big. I want to be healthy. So what did I do? I went vegan. Now, I lost 100 pounds in 8 months going vegan without any exercise at all. Now, I did make a mistake. Okay, I made a mistake. I lost a ton of weight, fat. I lost a ton of fat, but what I also lost was a lot of muscle. I lost a lot of muscle. but I did lose a ton of weight. All the inflammation that I had went away. All of the pain that I had went away. All of the arthritis and all that stuff went away. I felt the best I had since probably the day that I was born. I felt like a new person. 100 pounds lost, guys. But looking back at my time, you know, looking back from where I am now, I was still in bad shape. Still in bad shape, because now I think I'm in much better shape than even then. But let's not jump the gun. So at that time, I lost 100 pounds. I said, wow, I feel great. This is fantastic. All the health problems that I had, again, they went away, and I felt like a new human being. Throughout that time, I'll just mention, I ate tons of plant-based food, very little processed food, but again, I still was not in anywhere near as good a shape as I am in right now. So at that point in time, now let's fast forward to 13 years later, or 10 to 13 years later, whatever it is, the pandemic hits. I'm going to the gym every day before the pandemic, like all of you guys. I'm trying to get my life in shape. I'm trying to build. I got a good, decent amount of muscle on me, but nothing crazy. And I'm still vegan. So throughout those 10 to 13 years, I was able to make gains, right? I was able to make gains, able to keep gains, able to maintain. You know, my weight fluctuated throughout the years, but I never got back up to that almost 300 pounds, never. But at the end of the day, pandemic hits, gyms close, and I start eating just like everybody else. I start eating, I start gaining weight. I get on the scale one morning and I say, oh no, Joe, you can't be doing this. You're 210 pounds. 210 pounds, that's the heaviest that I was since I lost that initial 100 pounds. So I was like, Joe, you can't do this. You got to make a lifestyle change. You got to make it happen this time. And you can't go back. You can't let yourself go back just because of this pandemic, right? So I'm the kind of guy who needs a machine in his life. Many people are content with, you know, going to the park, doing a jog, whatever, weight bands, whatever. Many people are content, and that's fine. But I love my machines. I love going to the gym. I like getting onto a solid machine and knowing that, hey, I have every single exercise that I need at my disposal. And I can have some heavy, solid weight when I want it. And it makes me feel energized. It makes me feel motivated knowing that I have a machine to work with, okay? Safer to use than dumbbells, you know, less risk of injury, all that good stuff. So what happens? I say, you know what? I can't be doing this. I can't gain weight. I start watching my calories now. I start counting my calories. And because of Big Brother, right? Google's always listening. Your cell phone's always listening. You're never alone, guys. When you're talking near your cell phone, it's listening. My phone heard me and also watched me on my phone, typing whatever I'm doing, looking at gym equipment and stuff online. It threw me a Tonal ad, and I said, whoa, what is this? Tonal. Never heard of it. Looked like a scam. Because as you guys know, Tonal's ads suck. I hate to say it. I love Tonal. The company's great. The ads are horrific. So what happens? I see this ad. I start to do some research on it. There's no research on it. But I said to myself, Joe, you got to do something. And this machine looks like it might just fit the bill. So it was super expensive. And I was like, all right, let me just jump into this and see what we can do. Hopefully it'll come, and hopefully I don't get ripped off of, you know, about $5,000 or however much it was. So, order the Tonal. I have the Tonal. With it, you guys have watched my journey since day one. I've gone from 210 pounds down to 150 pounds. I'm still vegan. My food is plant-based. All my protein is plant-based. I get asked all the time, can you build a life? Can you build muscle? Can you be healthy? Can you be happy on a plant-based lifestyle? Guys, I've never been more happy. There are a slew of problems when it comes to meat and dairy. Now, everyone is different. Am I saying that you should not have meat and dairy? No. I'm not a doctor. I'm not your doctor. I'm nobody. I've said that a million times. Guys, I'm nobody. But at the end of the day, it changed my life. When you eat meat and you eat dairy, there's a lot that book that I told you about is going to teach you. Okay, for example, just one quick example. I realized that one of the reasons why my bones were always hurting, okay, why I was always getting injured, why I was always weak, just one of those reasons was because I was a huge advocate for milk. Milk, dairy milk from a cow. You find out doing research that, guys, if you are calcium deficient, the last thing you should have is milk, because milk will actually make it worse. Milk will cause people, dairy in general, will cause people to become calcium deficient. You're probably thinking, Joe, why does the doctors not agree with you? Well, because doctors, they're not trained in nutrition. They're trained to treat problems. So they're not trained in nutrition, and therefore they can't advise you. That's why you have nutritionists, and even nutritionists don't know. So at the end of the day, guys, am I telling you that you're doing the wrong thing by eating meat and dairy? I am not. I'm just telling you what all my research has done, and what all the things that I have implemented in my life as far as being vegan how it's changed my life. Because you guys asked me. I've been asked by so many people over the last couple of weeks. So I'm telling you all the things that I've been asked in questions. So that's what I'm giving to you. I'm not on here to argue. I'm not on here to say, oh, my lifestyle is better than yours. I'm not. That's the last thing I'm trying to do. I'm trying to tell you what's changed my life. When I ate meat, when I ate dairy, back in the day, I was extremely unhealthy. And I'm not saying you can't be unhealthy on a vegan diet. I'm not. Because just because you're vegan doesn't mean you're healthy. It does not. There's very unhealthy vegans out there. But I see a night and day difference from when I went vegan, from when I went carnivore to vegan. Okay? So let me put it like that. Now, all the inflammation went away, all the pain went away, tons of problems that I saw went away. They never came back. And I don't ever want to go back there. I will. One of the questions I was asked was, Joe, do you plan on being vegan forever? Yes, I do. I absolutely do, unless I can't for some reason. And another question was, do you miss anything? I don't. Why? Because there are substitutes for everything. There's vegan cheesecake. There's vegan burgers. There's vegan steaks. There's vegan fish. There's vegan everything. Okay? You don't miss a thing. And a lot of the time, I'm not saying they're all healthy. I'm not. But a lot of the time they're healthier. And a lot of the time they don't come with the side effects that meat and dairy come with. My wife, for example, she is by far vegan. She's not vegan at all, nowhere near. But she will opt for vegan ice cream. She will opt for vegan cheesecake. She will opt for certain vegan things because she can't tolerate dairy. So this shows you that there are undesirable side effects, right? For certain people. So another question that I was asked was, how do you and your wife deal with the fact that you eat so differently? That's a fantastic question. I'm going to be very blunt with you guys. Before me and my wife got married, we thought that maybe that subject would cause us to not be able to get married. When we were dating, when we were courting, it was a big deal. But what I learned is that I need to be more flexible, and that my wife needs to be more flexible. We both have to understand where we each are coming from. We both have to be tolerant, show love. We get along just fine. And when we eat together. We make the best out of what we have in our relationship. We make sure that when we go out to eat, back when things were normal, when we go out to eat, we go to places that cater to both of us. Places that we'll both be happy with. And you know what? I've seen my wife's life when she started to implement more vegan food, because over time of me being at home, I cook for myself, my wife cooks for herself. Over time, my wife has started to eat a lot more vegan things. And that was simply because she's seen the way that those vegan products have helped me. And she's also seen that they're good. So she eats a lot more vegan than she ever did in her life. And she is better for it. She's better for it, health-wise. She's much better for it. So guys, I would highly recommend, even if you don't want to go vegan, checking out the lifestyle, because my wife has seen some dramatic differences from being completely against veganism in the beginning to implementing a lot of veganism in her life. You don't have to go full throttle. You guys do what you want. Whatever makes you happy, whatever keeps you healthy. I'm no one to judge, and neither is anybody else. So at the end of the day, do what's good for you, okay? And I'm just answering the questions that were asked to me. So yes, my wife and I, we get along just fine. It takes mutual respect on everybody's part. As long as you have mutual respect, you're gonna be just fine. Treat one another with love and kindness. That is what the most important thing to do is. All right, so I think I covered everything. I've been having people hit me up. I have questions about being vegan. Guys, if you have questions, I have no problem answering them. Hit me up. Best place to do it is Instagram. I can hit you back with a voice chat, so we could chat on there. I don't give out my phone number, guys. There's a couple of things that when I started this channel, I told my wife I wouldn't do. She was very adamant. Don't give out your phone number. Don't go calling or texting anybody from your personal number. No taking your shirt off. Just today, I had one of the amazing subscribers of this channel ask, Joe, can we see some ab pictures? Can we see how your abs have changed? Guys, I have the pictures. I have the documentation, but I can't share that stuff because I promised my wife I would not do that. So I have to respect her feelings, and it makes sense. At the end of the day, it makes sense. She loves me, and she wants me to be hers and hers alone, and I'm happy about that at the end of the day. So there's certain things, guys, that I can't do for you, but hey, I have no problem talking to you on Instagram, no problem trying to help on Instagram. That is fine with me, and that's fine with my wife. All right, guys, so I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions about veganism, we get tons of protein being vegan, guys. We get tons of protein. So don't you worry about it. If you ever want to, try to cross over, try to change something, we get tons of protein. It's a non-issue. There's protein in everything. You just have to know where to look. All right, guys, so I hope this video was helpful. I hope you guys appreciate it. I look forward to seeing you guys again with another video soon. Be safe, and I will talk to you all then. Take care.